day students! Panibagong araw na may panibagong kaalaman. I am Teacher Rose, your mp4 teacher. Here are the objectives. 1. Listen perceptively to music of Southeast Asia. 2. Analyze musical elements of selected songs and instrumental pieces heard and performed. To achieve the objectives cited above, you are to do the following. Take your time reading, listening, and watching the lessons carefully.
Cambodia, also known as Kampuchea, is a country located in the southern portion of the Indochina Peninsula in Southeast Asia. Located in the southern portion of the Indochina Peninsula in Southeast Asia. It is bordered by South Vietnam to the east, the Gulf of Siam to the southwest, Thailand to the northwest, and Laos to the north. Cambodia has been subject to the intense pressures of its two neighbors, Thailand and Vietnam. Both have established protectorates over Cambodia at various times. Cambodia's ancient name is Kamboja. The music of Cambodia is derived both from traditions of the ancient Khmer Empire and from the Western popular scene. Traditional music is highly influenced by ancient and Hindu forms. It can be heard at a number of occasions such as spiritual rites, weddings, Buddhist festivals, and performances of shadow theater. It is the earth and soul of the people.
Kanpeyat is a Cambodian musical ensemble or an orchestra that usually accompanies ceremonial music of the royal courts and temples. Music is always part of their court dances, mass plays, shadow plays, and religious ceremonies. Let's identify each instrument. The first one, skorthom, two big drums similar to Japanese drums. Second, sampor, a double-headed drum played with hands. These are classified as membranophone. Third, onit, xylophones. Isang instrumentong karaniwang pinupukpok ng martilyong kahoy upang makalikha ng tunog. Fourth one, gonggo, or gong circles. Tandaan, ang gong ay isang tila bilog at malaking tambol na metal. These instruments are classified as idiophones. The fifth one, ching, finger cymbals. Ang finger cymbals ay gawa sa tis na metal na karaniwang inilalagay sa mga daliri at mabilis itong pinagtatamak upang makalikha ng tunog. These instruments are classified as idiophone. Balikan natin ang mga instrumento ng Kanpeyat ensemble sa Cambodia. Ano-ano nga ba ang mga instrumentong ito? Una, skorthom. Pangalawa, sampor. Pangatlo, onit. Pang-apat, konggong. At ang panghuli, chi. Magaling! Tara, panoorin natin kung paano ito tinutugtog. Our second destination is Indonesia. Indonesia is an archipelago in Southeast Asia, comprising approximately 17,500 islands. With over 238 million people, Indonesia is the world's fourth most populous country and is the biggest nation of the world. Through interaction with other cultures such as Indian, Arabic, Chinese, and European.
There are two basic kinds of Indonesian music scale. Slendro, 5 equidistant tones in octave, while Pelog, 7-tone scale with semitones. Both vocal and instrumental music in Indonesia use Slendro and Pelog scales. Polyphonic stratification kind of melody is a result of Hocket interlock, while interlocking is a common technique used in gong ensembles. Irama is an Indonesian term for tempo. Indonesian musical ensemble, the gamelan. The gamelan or gamelan orchestra is the most popular form of music in Indonesia. There are many types of gamelan, but the famous Javanese and Balinese gamelan are the most famous. It contains a variety of instruments such as metallophones, xylophones, kendang and gongs, bamboo flutes, bowed and plucked strings. Javanese gamelan is more traditional and suited to palaces and royal courts and temples. It is gentler and lower-pitched style of gamelan that accommodates vocalist and rhythmic patterns, and the style of playing gives solemn character. While Balinese gamelan music is very similar to Javanese gamelan music, the music is in cycle too. However, it is usually faster. One of the characteristics of Balinese gamelan music is that it has a lot of sudden changes in tempo and dynamics. Like the Javanese gamelan, the instrument in Balinese gamelan includes metallophones and gongs. However, there are more metallophones than gongs in Balinese gamelan. The metal keys in Balinese metallophones are thicker than those of Javanese. These Balinese metallophones produce very bright sound. Another characteristic of Balinese gamelan music is the use of cymbals. These cymbals create fast rattling sound that usually cannot be found in Javanese gamelan music. Vocal music of Indonesia is used as ornamentation of the gamelan. It is as important as gamelan. Pesendin is a female soloist singer who sings with a gamelan, while Jerong refers to the unison male chorus that sings with the gamelan. Here are the musical instruments of Indonesia: bonang, gambang, kempul, gong ageng, kendang, and suling. Kendang is a two-headed drum that is one of the primary instruments used in the gamelan ensembles, classified as membranophone. Gong ageng is an Indonesian musical instrument used in the Javanese gamelan. It is the largest of the bronze gongs in the Javanese and Balinese gamelan orchestra, and the only large gong that is called gong in the Javanese. Gong ageng is the most important instrument in gamelan. Kempul is a type of hanging gong used in Indonesian gamelan. The kempul is a set of pitched, hanging, knobbed gongs often made of bronze, wood, and cords. It is a metallophone. The suling is an end-blown flute. It is classified as aerophone or winged instrument. Bonang is an Indonesian musical instrument used in the Javanese gamelan. It is a collection of small gongs placed horizontally into strings in a wooden frame, either 1 or 2 rows wide. It's classified as percussion or metallophone. And gambang, properly called as gambang kayo, is a xylophone, like instrument used among peoples of Indonesia and also the southern Philippines in gamelan and kulintang.
Let's see see how they are playing. May natutunan ba? Ngayon, dumako tayo sa pangatlong bansa sa Southeast Asia. Walang iba kundi ang Myanmar! Myanmar was known as Burma until 1989. Their traditional folk ensemble is the Saing Waing. Saing Waing is made up mainly of different gongs and drums as well as the other instruments depending on the nature of the performance. Let's watch this. Myanmar's musical instruments are categorized into two types, the loud-sounding and the soft-sounding. The loud-sounding instruments are performed in open-air ensembles at ceremonies and festivals. Most of the Saing Waing instruments belong to the loud-sounding. For more formal and classical performances that are performed indoors, the ensemble may be accompanied by the saunga, 13-string angular harp with soft sound, the national instrument of Myanmar. Ano nga ba uli ang pambansang instrumento ng Myanmar? Tama! Ito ang halimbawa ng saunga. Let's watch how it is played. Our last country to visit is Malaysia. Malaysia is a constitutional monarchy in Southeast Asia. Here are the musical ensemble and types of performances in Malaysia. The first one, Agong and Kulinta. This is a gong-based musical ensemble commonly used in funerals and weddings in East Malaysia. This type of ensemble is similar to the Kulinta of the Philippines, Brunei, and Indonesia. Second one, Kertok. This is a musical ensemble from the Malay Peninsula that consists of xylophones played swiftly and rhythmically in traditional Malay function. The third, Pikir Darat. This is a type of musical form that is important to the Malaysia's national culture. It is performed by singing in groups and often in competitive manner, usually with percussion instrumental accompaniment or sometimes without instrument at all. The last one, Silat Melayu. This is a form of martial art that is similar to Tai Chi. It is originated in the Malay Peninsula since the Christian era and is a mixture of martial arts, dance, and music, usually accompanied by gongs, drums, and Indian oboes. Tandaan! Ang oboe ay karaniwang gawa sa kahoy. Ang halimbawa nito ay pluta na ginagamitan ng hangin upang tumugtog. Our pen and paper to answer these exercises. Direction. Identify the following sentences. Choose the letter of the correct answer. 1. It is a Cambodian musical ensemble or an orchestra that usually accompanies ceremonial music of the royal courts and temples. A. Saing-waing. B. Gamelan. C. Panpeya. C. Panpeya. Correct. 2. It is made up mainly of different gongs and drums as well as the other instruments depending on the nature of the performance. A. Saing-waing. B. Gamelan. C. Panpeya. A. Saing-waing. Correct. 3. It is a gong-based musical ensemble commonly used in funerals and weddings. A. Agong and Kulintang. B. Kertok. C. Dikir Barat. A. Agong and Kulintang. Correct. 4. It is performed by singing in groups and often in competitive manner, usually in percussion instrumental accompaniment or sometimes without instrument at all. A. Agong and Kulintang. B. Kertok. C. Dikir Barat. C. Dikir Barat. Correct. 5. The most popular form of music in Indonesia. A. Panpeya. B. Saing-waing. C. Gamelan. C. Gamelan. Correct. Ngayon naman, narito ang mga dapat tandaan. Cambodia. Panpeya. Indonesia. Gamelan. Myanmar. Saing-waing. Malaysia. Agong and Kulintang. Kertok. Dikir Barat. At Silat Malayo. Thank you for watching, grade A students. See you in our next video lesson. Bye!